Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we have another one-on-one quick battle. This time I will be taking my beloved beastmen against chaos. And this is actually going to be a double cast. I'm going to show you two battles that I played against chaos as the beastmen. So here you can see I have a main line of Bestigor Herd. Supporting them I do have a Gorbel, and he is crunched down to nothing but his Slaughterer's Call. Over here, we have Morgar the Shadow Gave, making, of course, always making an appearance. We do have a Bray Shaman of Death here, who's going to be sniping out some Colex. I also have 2 units of Centaurs with great weapons to make sure I win the flanks, because as you can see, I do not have my typical spear line in the back, which is, I think, just a much better pick instead of those, though. I did bring some Minotaurs, because you never get to see these guys, so we'll see how they do in this battle. I also do have 2 units of Ungor Raiders here who will be trying to poke down large targets. Now we look at this small but elite Chaos Army. Nice to see. We both brought kind of not completely meta armies. You can see he has 2 Forsaken and 2 Chosen as his main line here. Really beefy main line. Aspiring Champions are going to keep their leadership up, add some magic damage, and then he does have Chaos Warriors with great weapons in the back line. So pretty terrifying little squad there, but the more terrifying squad is the Triple Shaggoth. We haven't seen this in a while, but I think it is making a resurgence, especially against like Beastmen and Empire. The Shaggoths are really powerful. So we're going to see how they do in this battle here. I'm going to be moving up, trying to get in range. You can see already going to cast that first Spirit Leech, extended cast range, because I know that he is going to kill that thing very quickly. So I need to start spending my Winds of Magic as soon as possible. But you can see doing a decent amount of damage there to Kolek. Of course, my Centaurs are... I was trying to bring them around to the flank of the Shaggoths. They're really not made to fight Shaggoths, but they're really all I have to hold it down. These Minotaurs will just get crushed by them, so I'm going to want to not get these guys on the... protect these guys, essentially, from the Shaggoths, and get them in on the Chosen is where they're going to have the best time. Chosen or Forsaken are both going to be great targets. So you're going to see how I do that here soon. And you can see here, another Spirit Leech coming down. I'm just going to try and do as much as possible. Here I'm going to do a cheeky charge into his Forsaken. And they are armored. They have 75 armor, so any damage you can do early, especially with armor-piercing troops, is good damage. So there you can see doing a ton of damage, and dealing a good almost half their health here as well, as these Centaurs trying to run away from that fight. You can see Kolek taking some damage. I'm going to move up, I'm going to split my army here. I'm going to kind of push in here, try and make him blob in on me, because I feel like that's what I need to do. And I'm going to pull my... I think I'm going to pull... Well, actually, this is another story. But I maybe will be pulling this guy in around to flank, or I could be pulling him into support. And you can see my ranged troops are coming around to target the threats. Gorbol is going to be getting in there, Centaurs, while Morgar kind of helps that front line. And just basically trying to protect my Death Sorcerer from this inevitable hammer doom time that is coming to me right now. Another Spirit Leech coming down, this time of course not overcast, because all it does is increase that range. Gorbel coming in, helping to do some damage. But here comes another Shaggoth. Gonna knock and turn off these guys. Big micro mistake here. I don't know, I feel like I keep moving these guys. But the Forsaken are just so fast, and the pathing is a little bit weird, so they do get caught, so big mistakes there. And you can see, look how much damage my Bestigor have taken already. They just have such poor melee defense. And, oh man, look at this. These Minotaurs are just going to come in here, crush through my own line, and just start slaughtering these poor Chosen. Definitely not the fight they want to take. And look at them just like, oh man. So good. Oh, there goes a Bestigor. And over here you can see it is looking pretty grim. The Shaggoths are just slamming everybody down. You can see I am in the mix, but look at Kolek. He is so low. He's so low. If I can just keep hammering him, get these Bestigors in, keep doing damage, free up some of these Ungor Raiders. See, they're a little too close, so I need to pull them back, get them firing again. I also need to pull these guys back and get them firing again. But you can see he has kind of neutralized my Raider presence. And here, again, just microing these guys. I don't know what's happening. I keep messing up there. But you can see my Minotaurs doing great work in the front line. These Chosen getting beat up on by Morgar. You can see these Chaos Warriors got a great rear charge in on my Bestigors, which is not the best for me. But here comes Kolek, and here's my Bray Shaman. Another Spirit Leech, it looks like. And but now he's coming after me with a passion, and he's gonna just wreck this poor Bray Shaman. Oh man, I let him get all the way isolated over there, but that is letting me get some nice shots in with my Ungor Raiders. Here comes my Centaurs to support, but it's not going to take long for this guy to get terrified. And you can see now these Bestigors attacked in the rear and losing their fight. They will lose their immunity to psychology and get routed off the field here by that terror. You can see Morgar in the fight getting just kicked around, and he cannot deal the final blow. All I need is one more. Here come the Minotaurs. Oh, but they just get beaten. Yeah, look at that. Tossing like 5 Minotaurs at a time. Not the fight they're going to want, but I just was trying to get him down so bad. Here comes Gorbel, who's getting beat up on over here, as I just kind of try and swarm this guy. You can see in the back line, my Bray Shaman has kind of come back a little bit, wavering. You can see I do have some Ungor Raiders here. I really need to turn these guys around, get whatever Spirit Leeches I have going, and oh, there goes Kolek to the Chaos Spawn, I believe. So definitely a lucky grab there. But you can see how much damage Morgar took just from like a 2 health, like a 2 health Kolek did all that to Morgar. So definitely a terrifying unit. And Chaos Warriors are coming in, and now it is just, what am I going to do about these 2 Shaggoths that are still left? Over there I did get a Spirit Leech off. You can see I did some good damage. I'm shooting it. I have some armor-piercing units on it. I'm trying to keep my Bray Shaman alive, but it's not going too well. You can see my Bestigors looking very poor at this point. But they are fighting non-armor-piercing units, which is the saving grace there, as this fight just continues to escalate here in the middle, as Morgar and the Minotaurs try and do whatever they can. Oh man, they're so cool. Chaos Spawn too. I believe I should have another unit of Chaos Spawn coming here soon. But you can see we are slowly but surely doing some damage. Here comes a fresh unit of Chaos Spawn. And, wow, well, let's take a look at this guy here for a second. Damage sustained, Lord dead, friends routing, flanks exposed, very tired. So that's going to be hitting this Shaggoth here. And then, oh man, melee contact, I guess, is what it does. What does it? Faster, stronger enemies. Is going to push him over the edge, and he is going to rout. You can see my Bray Shaman has shattered for good, which is very sad. But these units need to be getting pulled back in. And you can see he does put his Shaggoth in against my Bestigor. The Bestigor are going to do very little in this fight. So I'm going to rush over here, try and support, try and do as much damage to this guy as possible. There's not too much on the field. I do have a pretty healthy Morgar with... Trying to... How much health does he... With most of his healing left, so he can come back to full health, essentially, I think. Gorbel here is taking some swings at the Shaggoth, and my Minotaurs are coming in at the back of the Forsaken. So here you can see this Dragon Ogre Shaggoth just laying it down, but between Gorbel, the buffs that Gorbel has, the buffs that Morgar give everybody, and the Minotaurs kind of running screen in the back line, the Shaggoth is going to rout off. You can see this one is coming too as well. But these infantry blobs here are too juicy for me to give up. So I'm going to just be running straight through here, trying to trigger army losses on the remaining Shaggoths. You can see my Ungor Raiders are going to go support this fight on the side, though. If I was a member of this beastmen horde, I would definitely want to be one of these guys. Except right now, when here comes that Shaggoth. Oh man. And that is actually where he shatters. He gets his last hit in. He sends Tumless flying over here. Looks pretty calm for just being murdered. And that's going to be that. So you can see these poor Chosen just getting slaughtered in the front line. 20 kills on that one, 8 kills on that one, doing mostly hit point damage to the Minotaurs and just not being able to stand up to the Minotaurs and Morgar. Morgar did a lot of damage to the one on the right. Yeah, you can see these Chaos Warriors are pretty good, and the Forsaken always delivering in almost any fight. They are worth bringing. And you can see Kolek just not getting the kills, but these Shaggoths definitely pummeling around, taking out important units, and almost took out Gorbel as well, which would have been pretty scary there. But you can see my Minotaurs actually did pretty well. I kept them away from the anti-large units, and I put them right in against the expensive, heavily armored infantry, which is where they are going to thrive. So you can see there, I think I did give them 1 Chevron to begin with, but they did get 2 more, which is pretty incredible there. Definitely pulling their weight, taking out an expensive unit like Chosen. But that's not really a unit you see very often from a Chaos player. So there you can see Gorbel, and you can see my Bestigors all did pretty well, except for my Bestigor who was fighting those Shaggoths on the right side. You didn't really expect him to do very well. But you can see what I mean when, 3 units of Spearmen could have really helped dealing with these Shaggoths, and they would have definitely helped protect my Ungor Raiders. But there's definitely a trade-off there that I'll try to experiment with in the future. But I will bring us back when I enter into the next Chaos versus Beastmen matchup. Hey everybody, welcome back. And we have another Beastmen army here. Context for this battle is I brought an entirely Vanguard deployed Beastmen army because I'm facing Hamilton, and I had previously fought a battle against him as the Empire, where he brought this Marauder, heavy, Hell Cannon, kiting, very far back, using Marauder horsemen and stuff to kind of try and take on my Empire build. So I figured he would be doing something similar in this Chaos versus Beastmen matchup. So I thought I might catch him off guard by bringing a entirely Vanguarded army and really punish him for bringing that Hell Cannon. But that is not how this exactly worked out. You can see I have a huge main line of Goreherd. I've got some Ungor Raiders. I've got 2 units of Harpies for some quick and easy rear charges. I have 3 units of Centaurs with great weapons. I have 2 units of Spearmen in the back, ready to run up to where they're needed. I also have a Brave Shaman of Wild here with Devolve, because I really wanted to punish those Marauder blocks, hit their leadership, charge them in the back with Harpies, get them off the field. So that was kind of the strategy there. I do have 1 unit of Poison Warhounds far on this side, and you can see I do have Kazrak here with his whip. He'll be running around doing things this battle, taking names, and I think that is it, actually. Yeah, so 3 of those Centaurs spread out along the line, and you can see my enemy here has not brought in the most conducive army to my plan. He has a huge monster army, essentially. You can see he has 4 Chaos Marauders here as kind of like a main line. And then he also does have 2 Aspiring Champions. He has Prince Sigvald, and then he also has an Exalted Hero over here, who will be running around, axing people. And then he also does have, of course, Chaos Giant. Great to bring in this matchup, though it can be pretty easily shot down by Ungor Raiders. And that's why he brought the Shaggoths, and you can see he's going to have Dragon Ogres, just the unit, 1 on each side. I love the uniqueness of each of their weapons. It's so cool. I wish every unit, all these Marauders were that different, but that's probably asking a bit too much. He does have 1 Dragon Ogre Shaggoth in the back here, and there you can see his 2nd Dragon Ogre. So I'm immediately going to charge, try and just take advantage of confusion about being so close. And I know really just these Dragon Ogre Shaggoths are my main problem. So I'm going to be charging in here. I'm going to get those Ungor Raiders on the Chaos Giant. I'm going to get these Goreherd in there. I'm going to bring Kazrak over. I'm going to get some nice charges on here. I'm going to bring these guys around to start threatening. My Brave Shaman of Wild is running up. My Harpies are running over and around, ready to get down here. You can see this Dragon Ogre Shaggoth is not joking around. Goes straight for my Ungor Raiders. So I really need to hold them up with these Centaurs, pull out here, and then fill in with my Spears, who are very slow to come up in this kind of vanguarded army. So here you can see, look at how low their leadership is getting, and now I'm going to hit them in the back with Harpies, and their leadership is going to tank even more, and you're going to see they're going to start to shatter, but you can see already my units are terrified as well, so I don't think that you're getting that attacked in the back, or attacked in the rear, yeah. But they are no longer being attacked in the front, so it didn't quite work out. My Centaurs are going to come in here on the back, in the back. I'm so sorry about that. You can see my Ungor Raiders are opening fire, trying to finish off this giant. I let him catch my Brave Shaman, which is definitely a mistake. But you can see I am winning against all of these Chaos Marauders, but they are not really the real threat. I dragged him off with my Chaos Warhounds with poison, but he eventually did smarten up and bring them back. So I'm going to be trying to catch them before they can kill my Ungor Raider. I really need to pull this guy out. I'm bringing my Spearmen in against these Dragon Ogres, and you can see my Spears are in the fight now with this Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. Some nice Ungor Raider fire there. Definitely good for me. And some Centaurs with great weapons are coming in here to try and finish off the last of the resistance here. Ungor Raiders there do get caught, sadly, but you know what? That's okay. If the Shaggoths are fighting them, then they're not really dealing with my heroes or my spears or my Centaurs, so that is a-okay with me. So you can see that rear charge did instantly break those Aspiring Champions with that huge armor-piercing damage of the Centaurs. Kazrak came over here and just like kicked this Exalted Hero's ass. I popped poison. I popped the poison whip and everything. Here the Harpies are going to get in against the Giant. I figured this would be a great target for them because they do not have very much armor-piercing damage, but they have a huge weapon strength of 44. So I figured this would be a good spot for them. And you can see my Warhounds are kind of dogging these guys, poisoning them and softening them up for the Goreherd. So they're actually taking a decent amount of damage. They're trying to pull away from a faster unit than them. Over here I'm going to cast Evolve just to try and rout this Giant. And you can see slowly finishing off these Chaos Marauders. And these Spears are doing a number here on this Shaggoth, especially with the help of the Centaurs with great weapons. They're extra mass, helping to keep them in there. Over here you can see this Giant does rout. This Shaggoth is surrounded, which is good for me. I have Kazrak in there. And there go my Centaurs. I'm going to just cast Vile Tide just to keep the vigor of all my troops up. And there you can see the Giant goes down. Kazrak in here. It's going to scare off this Shaggoth. And now it's really just Prince Sigvald, the unkillable. He's going to get tossed around by a disgusting Centaur. He's definitely not going to like that. They're going to get all sorts of weird smells on him. Sully up his perfect appearance. I think in the tabletop he can actually... Well, I guess in the lore, his armor can't get dirty. So I guess the smell probably wouldn't really stick on him. Here you can see I cast Evolve there, and then rear charged and attacked. I was basically doing that just to break them so that their resistance over here would end. And it worked pretty well. They don't have the highest leadership. Maybe we'll go look. But you can see here he does have some coming back. But these Goreherd are going to get in here, and you know, these are armor-piercing anti-large, so they're not going to be super cost-effective against unarmored infantry. And there you can see they are all going to break, and eventually Prince Sigvald himself is going to rout from the field. So their Pyrrhic victory against Chaos. You can see here my Spear's getting like no kills, but definitely doing work on those Dragon Ogres. Yeah, no kills really on anything, but I did deploy almost like 3 times his number. Kazrak doing work, taking out that Exalted Hero. And you can see that Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. I definitely think Dragon Ogre Shaggoths are worth it. They're just so much better for the money than Dragon Ogre, the units. Um, I am also sorry about the cars in the background. Lots of noise interruptions today. Um, but yeah, you can see Chaos Giant doing pretty well. Dragon Ogres themselves also getting like 80 kills, but mostly on cheaper infantry, so probably not the most cost effective. You can see these poor Marauders just got slaughtered by those rear charges from the Harpies. But anyways, there are 2 Beastmen battles against Chaos. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. That's that.